Think your intake valves stay clean just because you change your oil? Think again. Today, I'll show you simple but powerful tricks to keep your intake valves spotless, improve airflow, and restore lost horsepower. And the last one is the cheapest method that almost no driver uses but works wonders. Number 1. Use high-quality fuel with detergents. Modern fuels are blended with detergents designed to scrub deposits from intake valves and ports. Cheap gas often skips these additives, leaving behind carbon that builds up quickly. This buildup disrupts airflow, lowers combustion efficiency, and robs your engine of smooth acceleration. Using top-tier, certified fuel ensures every tank carries the proper concentration of detergents. Over time, these additives reduce carbon, keep valves shiny, and prevent the performance loss many drivers blame on aging engines. It is one of the easiest habits to keep valves clean without turning a wrench. Number 2. Add a fuel system cleaner regularly. Even if you use good fuel, carbon can still sneak past and cling to intake valves over time. Fuel system cleaners contain concentrated detergents like PEA that break down these stubborn deposits. When added to a full tank, they work through the injectors and intake, scrubbing away buildup that normal gasoline cannot touch. Drivers often report smoother idle, quicker throttle response, and better fuel economy after consistent use. The key is using them every few thousand miles, so deposits never get the chance to harden. It is a low-cost way to keep the system clear and valves looking almost new. Number 3. Replace your air filter on time. A dirty air filter lets dust and grit sneak past, and those particles settle on intake valves, where they combine with oil vapors to form hard deposits. Over time, this layer disrupts airflow and makes the engine work harder for less power. Many drivers ignore filter changes until the car struggles to breathe. Swapping the air filter at regular intervals ensures clean air enters the intake. This reduces carbon buildup, improves combustion, and helps valves stay cleaner for longer. It is a small maintenance step that pays off with better fuel efficiency and extended engine life. Number 4. Maintain the PCV system. The positive crankcase ventilation system routes oil vapors back into the intake to reduce emissions. Over time, these vapors stick to the backs of intake valves and form heavy carbon deposits. If the PCV valve is clogged or malfunctioning, the buildup accelerates and performance drops fast. Inspecting and replacing the PCV valve as recommended keeps the system breathing correctly. A clean, functional PCV system minimizes oil mist entering the intake, reducing how much residue collects on the valves. This small part is often overlooked, yet it is one of the biggest factors in keeping valves clean. Number 5. Install an oil catch can. An oil catch can intercepts the vapors from the PCV system before they reach the intake. Inside the can, the oil mist condenses and stays trapped, while only clean air moves forward. This prevents sticky residue from coating the backs of intake valves. Catch cans are especially effective on direct injection engines, where fuel never washes the valves clean. Many drivers who install one notice their valves stay far cleaner, even after tens of thousands of miles. For such a simple device, it delivers one of the biggest returns in keeping intake systems spotless. Number 6. Use intake valve cleaner sprays. Standard fuel additives do not reach intake valves in direct injection engines, since fuel bypasses them entirely. That is where intake valve cleaners come in. These sprays are applied through the throttle body or a vacuum line, coating the valves directly and dissolving carbon deposits on contact. When used as part of routine maintenance, they strip away buildup that would otherwise require expensive mechanical cleaning. The difference in throttle response and idle smoothness can be dramatic after just one treatment. For drivers of modern direct injection engines, this trick is one of the most cost-effective ways to keep valves free of gunk. Number 7. Drive your car regularly. Engines that sit for long periods allow oil vapors and condensation to settle on intake valves, hardening into sticky carbon layers. Short trips that never let the engine reach full operating temperature make the problem even worse. These conditions starve valves of the heat cycles needed to burn off residue naturally. Driving the car long enough for the oil and coolant to fully warm up helps burn away moisture and light deposits. Regular use also keeps airflow strong, which reduces the chance of buildup sticking. Consistent driving is one of the simplest ways to keep intake valves clean without spending a dime. Number 8. Use premium fuel when recommended. Some engines are designed to run on premium fuel, and ignoring that recommendation can speed up intake valve deposits. Premium blends often contain higher concentrations of detergents that scrub carbon more effectively under high load and high compression. Skipping it may save a few dollars, but costs performance in the long run. When used consistently, premium fuel keeps valves cleaner and helps maintain factory horsepower. It also prevents knock, which can worsen deposit buildup by creating uneven combustion. If your car's manufacturer specifies premium, following that guideline is a direct investment in cleaner intake valves. Number 9. Keep the EGR system clean. The exhaust gas recirculation system routes small amounts of exhaust gases back into the intake to reduce emissions. Over time, soot from these gases coats the intake valves, creating sticky deposits that block airflow. If the EGR valve sticks open or the passages clog, buildup accelerates even faster. Cleaning or servicing the EGR system prevents this constant flow of carbon-rich gases from overwhelming the intake. A properly functioning EGR balances emissions control with airflow efficiency, keeping valves from getting choked. Skipping this step is one of the fastest ways deposits can take over an otherwise healthy engine.
Number 10. Change spark plugs on schedule. Worn spark plugs misfire more often, leaving unburned fuel and carbon that ends up sticking to intake valves. Misfires also create incomplete combustion, which sends more residue into the intake system. Over time, this accelerates deposit buildup and makes cleaning valves much harder. Fresh plugs ensure efficient combustion, which reduces the amount of raw fuel and soot that can settle upstream. They also help maintain smooth engine operation, preventing the chain reaction that leads to dirtier valves. Following the plug replacement schedule is a simple but powerful way to keep intake valves cleaner for longer. Number 11. Choose low volatility engine oil. Some oils evaporate more easily under heat, releasing vapors that flow through the PCV system and stick to intake valves. This is especially problematic in direct injection engines, where fuel does not wash the valves clean. The more volatile the oil, the more mist ends up coating the intake. Switching to a high-quality, low-volatility oil minimizes these vapors. Less mist means fewer deposits, smoother airflow, and longer intervals before cleaning is needed. This small change in oil choice has a big impact on how clean your intake valves stay over time. Number 12.
Use occasional wide-open throttle runs. Light driving at low RPMs allows carbon to settle gradually on intake valves. By contrast, occasional wide-open throttle blasts force higher airflow, higher temperatures, and stronger turbulence through the intake system. This helps loosen and burn off soft deposits before they harden into stubborn layers. These controlled bursts, done once the engine is fully warmed up, act like a self-cleaning cycle. They improve airflow, restore throttle response, and keep valves clearer for longer. It is a simple trick that uses the engine's own power to fight back against carbon buildup. Number 13. Walnut blasting for deep cleaning. When carbon buildup becomes rock hard, sprays and additives can no longer remove it. Professional shops use walnut shell blasting, where crushed shells are blasted into the intake ports under pressure. The shells strip away carbon without damaging the valves or aluminum surfaces. This method restores airflow to factory levels and often brings back lost horsepower and fuel economy instantly. While more expensive than chemical cleaners, walnut blasting is the gold standard for heavily gunked up direct injection engines. It is the reset button that brings valves back to like-new condition.
Number 14. Add a breather line filter.
Breather lines connected to the intake can carry oil vapors and fine mist that eventually coat the valves. A small inline breather filter traps these particles before they reach the intake system. This reduces residue, keeps airflow smoother, and helps valves stay cleaner over time. These filters are inexpensive, easy to install, and make a noticeable difference when paired with a catch can. By blocking contaminants at another entry point, they provide an added layer of defense. It is a small upgrade that adds up to much cleaner valves in the long run. Number 15. Inspect intake valves regularly. Many drivers never think about valve condition until performance drops dramatically. By then, deposits are thick and costly to remove. Inspecting the intake valves every 30,000 to 50,000 miles with a borescope or during routine service gives you a clear picture of their health. Early detection means you can use sprays, cleaners, or catch cans before the buildup hardens into layers that require blasting. Staying proactive keeps performance high, prevents costly repairs, and ensures your engine breathes as freely as it did when new. Regular inspection is the simplest way to stay ahead of the problem. Intake valve deposits do not appear overnight, but once they take hold, they rob engines of power, fuel economy, and smoothness. The difference comes down to prevention. Small habits and smart upgrades save you from expensive cleanings and keep your engine running like new for years. Which of these tricks are you planning to try first? Share your answer in the comments and pass this guide along to a driver who could use better performance. If this breakdown gave you real value, hit like and subscribe to the channel.